Hello, Evan here. I'm starting to think that some of my videos might end up being longer, like when I write scripts for them, because oftentimes whenever I write scripts for things, I end up having a lot of stuff, as in like written words to say, and it already takes me longer for me to convey my thoughts and to get them out because of how I communicate, because I'm autistic. Um, and the fact that communication is already a struggle because of that. And so I have hopefully a really quick point, like to share that I'm actually just gonna do unscripted. Um, so here goes something. I know it's not gonna be nothing because I have the video idea, but like here goes something. I can hold a job, but a job can't hold me. Um, so you're probably wondering what I mean by that. Um, Essentially what I mean by that is that like I have like an insane amount of something that a lot of people, especially people who work corporate jobs and just 9 to 5s in general, like wish that they had. Which is like a ridiculous like sense slash presence of work ethic in in me inherently. It's like I have this dang near insatiable, if not entirely insatiable, well, and dang near insatiable, like desire for excellence in every, desire for excellence in everything, desire for excellence in everything that I do. However, the thing is that like, perhaps you're thinking like Evan, do you think it's excellence if you're playing with your hair while you're doing a YouTube video? It's like, actually, yes, I do, because I already set a precedent for these videos to be unfiltered and to be unedited and to just be direct. And so, and the best way for them, the best way for me to be consistent in making stuff like that is to essentially, let myself be however I'm going to be, slash whoever I'm going to be, um, in any given moment. Yeah. So, anyways, back to work ethic. The thing is that like the thing is I've always had, the thing is that I've always had an insatiable desire for excellence in everything that I do. And the Yeah, and keep in mind that the definition of excellence can vary not just from person to person, but also from situation to situation. And so it's like, and so in the two jobs that I've been able to hold for a time, and so in the two jobs that I've held that have also been able to hold me for a short time, I was always seen as being a very strong, determined worker. Honestly, I find it a bit cliche and honestly a bit inaccurate to consider myself as a hard worker, because I don't think that I spend that much time working hard so much as I spend my time working directly and efficiently, which doesn't necessarily always have to be hard. Anyways, um, but as I mentioned before, I'm autistic and I'm living in a world that, at least at this point in history, has not been built with me and people like me in mind. Um, it's like it's like I'm wired differently. I struggle with certain things, but the primary reason that I struggle with those things is because like my needs aren't being met in the way that society like needs to meet them, and society struggles to meet them because they struggle to understand me and other people who are different, and just things and people and concepts that they perceive to be as different in general, like uh, and it kind of helps me to believe it in that way, because it makes it so it's a bit less just, it makes it so it's a bit more indiscriminate, and a bit less impersonal. um, and it also helps me to validate it too, because it's like, oh, it's like if I didn't understand like how something worked, then I'd kind of be a little afraid too. um, and a little bit afraid is actually kind of an understatement. Like I understand that people would probably be terrified of something that they don't understand. Um, um, and they'd probably be quick to judge it before they even really know it. If they're not careful with it, if they don't like take some time to like pause and step back and reflect, or if they just go for it, like learn, or if they just go for judgment immediately, like I'm sort of like learning from that experience and being like, oh, maybe I shouldn't judge as like readily this next time around. Either way, this video isn't chiefly about judging. However, it's very interesting how it's funny, I'm working on a song right now, like where I say like the workforce like don't see color, and I think they don't see disabilities too. Like in the sense that, like, as an autistic person, it's like certainly on paper you could say that I'm deeply disabled, in the sense that I don't have a job, and not for lack of trying. Um, but the thing is that like it's cool and all to have a job in a place of business, like to work at, like to be employed by a company that um that states that it has like a no discrimination policy, or just companies in general that have like a no discrimination policy. But if you apply for accommodations to help you to better do your job there, I found that oftentimes employers struggle to actually like meet my accommodations and to accept them in the first place, and to approve of them, and to actually get them approved in the first place. And so the thing is that like, and so the thing is that like if you're being asked to work in an essentially if you're being asked to work in it essentially if you're being asked to work essentially if you're being asked to work like in an environment like where you need a little bit of extra help, if you need like some sort of like like positive crutch in some way, and an employer doesn't give you that crutch, like then eventually it doesn't really matter how hard or how. The thing is that as sad as it is to think about it in this way, work ethic actually ceases to matter, in the sense that you're in the sense that if your needs aren't met, that you tell your employer like are required like in order for you to work, essentially what happens is that like over time, like if that need if that need or those needs remain unmet, then it's going to affect the way that you work, no matter it's going to affect the way you work no matter how strong your work ethic is. And that's really difficult because oftentimes, like, if the employer doesn't change course, then oftentimes you find yourself in a position where you basically have to abandon the job because, like, sure, you're doing your part, you're holding the job, but they're not giving you everything that you need in order to continue holding the job. Like, which is exactly what I mean by the job isn't holding you. And a job is a in a job or conventional employment, like slash careers, they're always, I won't say they're always, but I will say that they should always be mutualistic things. Things where the employer and the employee like come together and meet in the middle to help each other like serve the needs. Because like honestly, it's like I would love to, the thing is, I would love to work a day job as much as the next person, but the thing is that like it's too hard for me to do that. It's too hard for me to actually put myself through that. And the last time I put myself through that, it's like on the way to work, it's like there were so many different changes and I was dealing with a lot of like crazy weird stuff emotionally at the same time. And the weather and stuff, like pun intended, it was a perfect storm. Like not in the sense that it was raining, but just like a perfect like a perfect concoction of horrible circumstances all tied in together to where like one night, like driving to work, I lost my car in a car crash. And thankfully nobody was seriously hurt except for my car. His name was Jeremy. And essentially, over the next like 2 weeks or so, it's like, sure, I got a rental car, but it's like everything like around me, it's like everything around me was just, I couldn't, things were so discombobulated the night that I lost my car. Things were so discombobulated for me the night that I lost my car that like technically, like if I had been listening to my foresight enough, then I probably would have sent in my resignation stuff like a lot sooner. But basically like within 2 weeks I essentially left my job before they got rid of me. And the thing is that I really wanted that job. I really wanted to keep it because even though I'm not a proponent of like forever trading time for money, it was cool because I was making more money than I was before, like when I was unemployed. I mean, it was cool to have that money, but at the same time, it's just like, it's really frustrating that that if you ask anyone who really knows me, like on a deeper personal level, and even on more surface levels, it's like they'll tell you that I'm like chock full of skills. And then like society tells us that there's no profit in like creative stuff, but like, hey, that doesn't stop me from at least giving it a try to play to my strengths. And that's exactly why I am speaking to a camera right now, talking about how how I'm more than capable of holding a job. It's just that so many jobs are so ill equipped slash perhaps slash perhaps on a level um, even if only subconscious or near subconscious, like the Matrix, um, um, don't know how to hold me, like as an employee. It's that's kind of the reason that I'm here, like talking about this sort of thing. If you've had this sort of experience, I'd really be interested in like hearing what you have to say. And also, it's like if you're on disability, like I think that this is like really the sort of person I made this for, or like a version of the person I made this video for, because it's like I've applied for disability and it's like I don't have any benefits. However, the thing is that like it's just really difficult, like having all these skills but not necessarily you being in a world, or being in the world in an era of history where the gifts that I do have are as celebrated and are as championed as the ones that are sort of like crammed down our throats in the school system, and how we're like essentially corralled and honestly sold to these like greater companies that like pay the schools to basically train us such that we'd be obedient workers, but not necessarily effective, exceptional people. And so I'm that way in spite of like all the different conditioning that they subjected us all to. That being said, I'm really trying to make this video a lot shorter. Or actually, I won't say a lot shorter. I'm just saying I just want it to be shorter. And so, yeah, like I'm autistic again. Again, in the sense that I said it before, not in the sense that I ever stopped being autistic. But the thing is that another portion of what that means is that I'm mind blind, which means that I struggle to understand. In fact, I can understand. I'm effectively incapable of understanding exactly what people are thinking unless they tell me in some sort of clear, explicit way. In some direct way, I'll say as well. And so I'd really like to hear what you think. If this video resonated with you, I'm really like excited to see if any comments like that pop up, or just any thoughts that you have at all. Like if you think, oh, like this is super relatable, it's like cool. And a comment could be as simple as like a thumbs up, or like a heart, or like or just or it could be as complex as like a whole life story, or any of that stuff, or anything in between. It's like I welcome all of that stuff. Even if you think the comment is like bad per se, like quote unquote bad, like it's fine. I welcome whatever thoughts that you have, because any and every thought that you can throw my way, like I don't really think about it. Like I really try to think about it like not in the sense of like right and wrong, but of like valid and important. And just like I think that every thought is valid and important because it's actually being thought, because it's actually being expressed. And so yeah, with that said, like it's time for my affirmation of you. I love you. I think you're awesome. I am so glad that you exist among us. I'll see you soon. And if you want to hear more about like my thoughts on the world, then I've got a video. Then I've got a video about. I'm trying to remember. I've got a playlist about like how we can help the world / ourselves. Like you could say it's self-improvement, but like personally, I don't. When I'm personally, I don't think of it in a simplistic a way as that, and so I'm going to make sure it is. I'm going to make sure that it shows up right about here. And yeah, I love you. I think you're awesome. I'm glad that you exist, and I'll see you soon. Bye.